Pro Football Weekly brings you the fantasy football matchups to exploit and avoid. Arthur, let's start with the quarterback position. It worked last week. We went with Carson Palmer, so why not do it again?
Stick with it. Hey, in his first 2 starts, he's getting the job done. 315 passing yards, over 2 touchdowns a game. Has a nice matchup against a Minnesota secondary this week. Antoine Winfield done for the season. Revolving door at safety. Get Palmer in your lineup.
Aaron Rodgers had his way with that defense. Why not do it again? Maurice Morris against the Panthers. We know he's been a backup, but now with Javid Best still out, a good play.
Yeah, the last 3 starts with Best on the bench, he's been pretty modest. 14 touches, 60 yards a game. Nothing great. Has a Carolina defense this week. It's a nice matchup. They managed to cure Chris Johnson's woes last week. We'll see if Maurice Morris can get going this week.
Tight end position, Kellen Winslow. Been kind of quiet this week, but we like him against the Pack.
Yeah, Winslow's clearly, his best days are behind him, but he's got 2 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. Green Bay did some nice things, obviously, against Minnesota last week, but it's still a work in progress, particularly that pass defense. They've struggled against tight ends, and Winslow could be a solid play.
On the flip side of things, the guys you want to avoid, even though the Ravens gave up a lot of yards to a running back in Marshawn Lynch last week, Cedric Benson, not going for it.
No, I don't think so. I think that Marshawn Lynch performance was a bit of an aberration. Cedric Benson is definitely trending downward. He's been pretty middle of the road for the past month, and it's a pretty risky play against that Baltimore defense.
Not going out on a limb too much at our wide receiver position, Eric Decker against the Jets. I guess anyone not named Tebow or running back in Denver probably want to stay away from.
As Tim Tebow continues to set the quarterback position back 10 years, he may be winning games, but it is ugly to watch. Eric Decker, we wouldn't recommend playing anyone against that Jets secondary, particularly not this week with the whole Tebow-Decker situation.
Yeah, he did catch a touchdown, but I'm not buying into it. Greg Olsen against the Lions. He's been pretty good for the Panthers, but not this week.
No, he's been good, but clearly as Cam Newton sort of hit that rookie wall, the production of Greg Olsen has been hurt, and the Lions defense, particularly against tight ends, have been borderline dominant this season. 0 touchdowns, only 30 yards per game over the last month. Not a great week for Olsen to be in your lineup.
And those are the matchups for you to exploit and avoid. For the best fantasy football information, check us out at ProFootballWeekly.com.